Eddie, I love that you got better, not bitter. Gratitude for the good and the bad is an invincible frame of mind, and I do my best to apply that too. I also love your impact-based business and life mission. I personally see business as the delivery vehicle for the impact that I want to make in the world. So
Yeah.
I'm just going to ask for the playbook because I know I'm going to use it to build a business that does well financially by doing good for the world. So my question is, what does the architecture of the Empire operating system look like from top to bottom? I know you told James that you have data analysts at the top. Where does the flow go from there?
Yeah. Yeah. So Empire Operating System is a philosophy that I overlay on the business, right? That gives us hyper focus on people and then analytics and then structure and then prioritization, right? So every business has people, ideas, resources, right? The issue is that we don't have a framework to filter it through to give us where do we allocate, right? And so then the data at the top then tells us how the allocation is working. Does that make sense? And so you've got kind of like your resource layer that then has, your essentially that filter. And then that filter then tells me how the data, or the data then tells me how the resources are being used efficiently. The system itself, like the actual software system, is really just governance. It's tactical, right? It's helping me see the numbers in a very specific way. But the philosophy of it is really the game changer because it really architects the people component first. And then really, we use what's called a SIPOC, which I don't have time to teach it all, but it's an acronym that stands for supply, input, process, output, customer, which really gives us a customer journey that tells me how much am I generating, how much does it lead to, what is my output metrics, and what is my customer's relationship to that output, right? And so it kind of governs top down on a customer journey type structure. So that's kind of the overview, process of that.
Eddie, I appreciate you, man. I'm going to do more digging into that. Last thing, as you move deeply into the self-actualization phase of the Maslow's hierarchy of needs, man, what is your vision for the world and how do you envision your role within the fabric of the developments of the universe?
I want global change. I think that my life today is being spent on solving big problems. I believe that some of the greatest problems are tied to hunger, first of all, because it goes back to Maslow's hierarchy of needs, right? Like, how do you get someone to exist on a higher plane if they don't even have the basic needs met? Hunger is a huge one that we're trying to solve in a big way. But then beyond that hunger, it's knowledge, right? And so I have orphanages and feeding centers. With those orphanages and feeding centers, I almost always put a trade school, and I'm helping essentially develop those kids in a way that gives them the ability to then produce, right? And so I think it's about creating productive humans. It's like most of us just want to have value, and most of us find value through producing and creating the ability to sustain ourselves and others around us. When you give somebody that gift, it expands. And I think that that's the expansive nature of what we're doing. We're in 108 countries. My goal is to get to all 196. And I just want to continue to expand and grow and build this. And I think that food is the way in, and I think that knowledge is the way out.
Eddie, I love it, man. You're so inspiring. You're not only giving a man a fish, you're also teaching him how to fish. So appreciate you, man. That's it for me. Appreciate you, dude. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Appreciate you guys.